Hi everyone. Scientists have showed that our attachment to our dogs is more affected by their failure to meet our expectations than their actual behavior. So my question in this video is, do we have realistic expectations or are we setting them up to fail? So when it comes to satisfaction, how we feel about something is going to depend partly on our experience and partly on how that experience compares with what we expected it to be like. We might be over the moon if it goes better than we hoped, but disappointed if it doesn't meet that expectation and work out as we assumed it would. When it comes to dog ownership, the chances are that we have an idea in our head from the start of what that might entail. We might imagine ourselves going on long countryside walks, meeting and chatting with other dog owners, playing with the grandchildren, competing in agility or winning rosettes at local shows. If it turns out our dog can't cope with that, with doing the activities that we'd hoped to share with them, our bond can be affected, or even worse. What if it turns out the dog can't stand the sight of other dogs? So you end up walking at 5 a.m. to avoid other dogs. What if it turns out the dog can't stand the sight of other people? Or what if they can't stay home alone and we end up feeling trapped in the house because we can't leave them? And what if we got another dog of this breed because we loved the last one so much and it turns out that this one has a very different personality? If you have a child, your expectations of parenthood may not quite match reality, and the same can apply when it happens with dog ownership. To make the most of the situation we find ourselves in, perhaps we need to reset how we look at that situation. Do we have realistic expectations of the dog? Given their background and their personality, is what we expected them to be able to do actually reasonable? Have we taught them what they need to know? And how much effort have we put into training that they're going to need so they can cope with that situation or understand what we want? And have we given them time to learn that? Some breeds pick things up really quickly, but others take a bit longer. Are we perhaps comparing them with how quickly our last dog learned something? For example, I've had huge variations in the speed of greyhounds toilet training. Some of them have never messed in the house at all, whilst others it's taken months, looking at no one in particular here. So have we given them the time they need to learn? And have we been consistent in our expectations? A lack of consistency is going to be confusing. So are we helping them to understand what we need? Or do we keep moving the goalposts? Is it okay one day but not the next? That's really confusing to a dog, just as it would be to a small child. Have we treated that dog as an individual? No two dogs are the same. Some pick things up quickly and never put a foot wrong. Do they? No. With others, every little step seems like a struggle. Don't listen, Floppy. Remember, dogs could be considered as having the understanding of a toddler. So if this was a small child, would your expectation of them be reasonable? Remember that the more dogs you own and foster, the more likely you are to encounter issues. And it's only by that experience that you realise there's a lot more to learn. You can help yourself and your dog by having realistic expectations and see it from their perspective. If you see it in the context of their background and experience, it might seem very different and a lot more reasonable than it appears to you when they're doing something you find frustrating. Celebrate the small wins, and they can actually be big successes. We've had a few with this chap that with other dogs would be really inconsequential, but for him, it's really quite a big win. And keep a positive mindset. Put the negative down to experience and look forwards to the future. That's all for today. We'll be back again with more videos for you soon. Bye for now. out of there. What exactly do you think you're doing? Huh? Just the Mickey what sits on the bench has noticed that it wasn't me. It wasn't me, I didn't get it. Yes, Mr. Floppy, that wasn't about you, was it? Your bar is set very low. He says yes, but I'm raising it. I'm raising my bar. Jimmy's busy stealing those toilet roll tubes again. He's a monkey. He is, yes. Look out for new videos every Monday, and why not subscribe so you don't miss out?